Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm Ollie Jair,
I am the only Jay Tilly.
one and only, coming to you from our beautiful spots here in Florida. But
Yes, sir.
AEW resignated from Nolans, and Master P, na
Na
na na
na na
na,
na.
brought the heat, boy. What do you think, man? Dude,
Yeah,
good show.
it was a good show, and like you said, Master P opened it up. Well, Tony Schiavone technically opened it. Which curious, he wasn't on commentary tonight. I didn't realize that. I don't know why. I guess I knew it, but I didn't know it. I just thought it was weird. It kind of hit me towards the end, like, wait, where's Schiavone been all night, other than getting in and out of the ring and threatened by people? But
Yeah,
so yeah, Tony.
that's been his mo lately. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on. He may need to get on the witness protection.
right. And so we had him introduce Master P, who comes out. Master P's a big, or Coach P as they call him now, I guess, is a big New Orleans guy. Does a lot for the youth over in New
Yeah.
Orleans. Also, which I'm surprised I didn't mention, he is the owner of Hog Wrestling. So,
What?
yeah, he owns House of Glory Wrestling.
Dude,
Yep.
Master P owns Hog Wrestling.
Yeah, he bought it in 2019, I think it was, and he technically
Bro,
owns Hog Wrestling, which is
that's
was kind of
that
curious they didn't bring that up at all.
that's fucking monumental.
Yeah.
Fucking breaking news.
Yep. Master
Super
P owns Hog
cool.
Wrestling, which,
Ah,
when we'll get into this segment, but I
yeah,
really thought some of the Hog wrestlers were going to come out during this segment because of what happens. So what
right.
happens is he introduces the Ops, congratulates them on winning. The Ops comes down. With that, the Death Riders music hits. They come down, they attack the Ops, and look like they're going to beat up Master P. And that's when I was like, "Ooh, my God, are we going to get some of the Hog Wrestling dudes to come out and save them?" But no. Uh, Samoa Joe and the crew, Shibata and basically the Ops and Powerhouse Hobbs get up and get the advantage, and they choke out Moxley inside the ring and outside the ring. I believe they didn't really show it, but I think Claudio was getting taken out by Powerhouse, and I believe Yuta was getting beat up by Shibata. So you have again Samoa Joe choking out Moxley,
Hmm,
which then leads the Elite to come out.
right.
Young Bucks and Okada come running into the ring. They break it up even more. So they start beating up the Ops again. Then Swerve's music hits. He comes out of the crowd with a big chain. The Elite retreat. Or I'm sorry, before that, the Elite and the Death Riders kind of stare off, and then the Death Riders leave. They're like, I don't want anything to do with you, so they leave. And the Elite's in the ring. And then comes Swerve with his chain. They leave to go to the ring, and as they're going up the ramp, here comes Kenny Omega with a steel chair, and they run through the crowd. And then you've got a promo by the Samoa Joe in the ring talking about how he's going to beat Moxley and take his title back. And as he says that, he shoots a look over at Swerve, which I thought was pretty good. Uh, Man, there was just stories intertwined with stories here, and the whole night was this way. There was just all kinds of little intertwining, backcalling stories. Like this segment, I was feeling nostalgia for the old AEW that I was loving when it first came out. As far as like the Death Riders, the Elite, the Swerve stuff, the look Samoa Joe gave Swerve because Swerve, had his belt, and then the fact that Kenny kind of looked like, wait, what about me? I had it too. Like, it was really good stuff.
Yeah, I like the way, and not to take anything away from any of the other wrestling companies, but or sports entertainment, but they've been doing a lot of harkening back
Hmm.
to nostalgia type um, reckonings and recognition to wrestlers in the past. And I totally appreciate what they're doing. And WWE, they do some pretty cool stuff. But AEW, they remember.
Hmm.
And at some point, this conversation during these past couple of episodes, and who's doing what to who and when they're gonna do it, and like this is gonna come back,
Yep.
and I am here for it. And that's the suspended. belief. That is the, why we are wrestling fans. And AEW is doing a great job. And I'm jacked to the nines. I can't wait. Like, yeah, this
I
is
I
this is
like this.
perfect.
Yeah, I like this because it's what AEW was doing, and then they got away from it, which is their
Yeah,
long-term storytelling and stuff. And now they seem to be going back to it, which is
yeah.
good stuff. Because then we go to another little backstage segment, which is the patriarchy, and it's just kind of some more descent between Christian and Nick Wayne. Not a whole lot to talk about there, but it happened. It's a thing that
Yeah, I
happened on the
mean,
show.
it happened. It was apparent. It was
Yep.
obvious, and it's an asterisk somewhere in a storyline that will eventually come to fruition because now you have Christian, the father of the patriarch. You have Cope, who's out for an undetermined amount of time. And then you have these parallel storylines occurring that the best way to fill that storyline is to plug that,
Right.
that tag team or that those personalities. Dude, it's coming and it's going to be awesome. And I and potentially we will be in Scottsdale in May. So all in, I think it's May 25th, May 26th.
No, that's
Dude,
double or nothing. Is
I'm sorry,
May.
double
Yeah.
or
All in is
nothing.
back in July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so double or nothing. I'll be there.
I wish.
Yeah. So it's
Anybody
gonna
got a
be
job for me, I could
interesting.
try to be there, but I need to get
And
an employment.
yeah, so I've talked to one of my minions who's coming with me, and I'm trying to like school him up. But the doors are gonna be blown off the building because I'm sure AEW is not gonna let an event in the desert go without something monumental occurring.
Right.
And right around the corner, we're doing something else massive, just like they've done the last couple of years in England. They're going to be doing in Texas. So yeah,
Cannot wait.
it's going to be, yeah,
Uh,
we're gonna have some fun, dude.
oh yeah. Then we get the first match of the night, which is Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet.
Yep,
Um, Good match back and forth. Nothing that I'm going to go back and watch again, but I enjoyed it.
yeah.
And a surprise with Briscoe getting the win. I didn't see that coming, to be honest
Did
with you.
not see that coming. I agree. Yep.
Nope. So Briscoe gets the win with a reverse roll up, and Ricochet jumps in the ring with a chair to attack him, or does attack him. Then he gets his scissors out, but before he could use his scissors, Kevin Knight comes out. And again, this is AEW and their storytelling because this comes back later in the night. Kevin Knight comes out to intervene and basically chases Ricochet off.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he becomes, AEW's Batman, and he's only been on the payroll for a cup of coffee,
Yep.
which I totally appreciate. Like, you can been there, done that, couple T-shirts, and now you're on the payroll, whatever. And I feel like he's worth it, but you have a lot of other talent that you could be plugging into this role.
Yeah.
Um, and not that Mr. Knight isn't worth or worthy of the spotlight, but you've got some AEW originals that have been on the grind
Mm-hmm.
that could just as soon do the same thing. So, but I think the new influx of personalities and the energy being pushed into these storylines will pay dividends. And this guy can get it in the ring, out of the
Man.
ring,
Yeah,
great
he
on the
can.
mic. Whoever his trainer was, I haven't done a deep dive on Mr.
Yeah,
Knight,
me
but
neither.
um, kudos to everything that they're doing. And bang bang, yeah,
Yep. Good
pretty
stuff.
pumped.
Then we get FTR. coming out to the ring. And now they're aligned with Stokely Hathaway, which is awesome because I swear it was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago where I was like, where's Stokely Hathaway been? I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
So good to see him back. They basically, talk about their suspension for hitting Tony Schiavone, and Hathaway goes on about how like Darby Allin burned somebody alive,
Yeah.
and Hangman's burning down people's houses, but they don't get suspended. So I was like, all right, good points. Then they call the Rock and
Noted.
Roll Express to the ring. And this kind of leads into the Christian thing that you were talking about that could become
Yeah.
the Edge and Christian thing, because they also unveiled they got a new shirt called FTR Legend Killers, or Legend, I think it was Legend Killers. And they show the Rock and Roll Express this and absolutely destroy the Rock and Roll Express and go to beat them down some more. And then the Paragon, which is Adam Cole's new crew with Kyle O'Reilly
Yeah.
and Roderick Strong, they come running out and make this save.
Yeah, I mean, we're going through the renaming of factions, and
Yeah, we are.
it's and I totally appreciate we want to sell merch and we want to do these things or whatever. And pro wrestling fans are ignorant slash intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
They're ignorant because they love what they love, and they don't see like they don't see AEW, or they don't see WWE, or they don't see
Right.
NWA or New Japan, or indie or whatever. If that's your jam, that's where they're at. But at the same time, wrestling fans try and be smart as far as the product that they're watching, and oh yeah, I know what Liv Morgan is doing on her off time, and I'm tracking what MJF does or doesn't do, and what you know.
Mm.
But I tell you, where wrestling and sports entertainment is going, um, the smart fans, we like, and I'm not going to say we, because I don't try and bleed or
Right.
insinuate that I know anything, and anything that I do know is out of confidence from the people that have informed us, and I wouldn't put anyone in that position
Yep.
to go against that. But to think you know more than what you do know, come on, dude. Let's
Yeah.
let's just enjoy it, whether it's WWE, AEW, NWA, New
Yep.
Japan, all the things. Everybody's doing what they can, and everybody's keeping each other honest. As far as
Yeah.
from my perspective. So, dude, coming off of Mania, we're rolling into a whole new spectrum. The WWE is hitting the reset, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if fucking we end up seeing it. Sorry about the F bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing a new wrestling promotion pop up out of the blue, just for shits and giggles, just to see, like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, where did fucking Yahoo come from or whatever. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, dude, I'm
Well,
I'm
speaking
super
about
excited. Yeah,
enjoying wrestling, dude, this next match though, whew,
yeah,
the Young Bucks and Kevin Hite and Speedball
dude.
Mike Bailey. Holy cow! I went into it with
Sheesh.
low expectations,
Yeah,
which I should have known better. Like my thought was Young Bucks, they haven't been in the ring long.
yeah,
We'll see what happens. Kevin Knight's still new. Speedball is good, but he's for. Oh my gosh, man! I don't know
dude.
why I doubted the Young Bucks. Like,
Yeah,
great stuff. It ends up with the Young Bucks getting the win again with the storytelling thing, which is the only thing I didn't like is the end. Ricochet comes in and kind of interferes with Kevin Knight. The Young Bucks had already given Speedball a Meltzer driver outside the ring, but Kevin Knight was kind of taking it to both of them, was getting ready to jump off for his frog splash, and who comes out but Ricochet and causes the issue. And but the Young Bucks end up with a BT trigger and get the win. Dude, what a match though.
yeah. I don't have anything bad to say. I think this is what being EVPs is all about, and this is what AEW is all about, and being elite is all about.
Yep.
And fans need to keep checking in, keep following, and make sure that they know what's going on. Um, because this is spot on. This is like this is an absolute ballet. You know what I mean?
So good.
It's perfect.
It was, and I swear I say
Perfect.
this every time about Dynamite. There's always one match that I'm like, you need to go watch this match.
Yeah.
Last week it was the Will Ospreay match, and I forgot who it was, but this week it's this match, man. You've got to
Yeah.
go see this match.
Yeah, and
Fantastic stuff.
kudos to Bailey and Knight. They're young boys in the
Yep.
grand scheme of things, able to keep pace
Yep.
with the pace setters. Um, like, uh, never mind that they're EVPs in this specific company. Let's set that aside, which is awesome, and
Right.
I love that for them. But the fact that they're moving the needle the way they are,
Right.
and then you have a tag team that was just put together tonight at catering or whatever,
Yeah.
bro. I like kudos to Bailey, kudos to the producers in the back. I want to see who produced the match.
Probably
I
the
think
Bucks.
yeah. I mean
Seriously, it's
that,
probably
and
they
no
usually
shit.
produce
I
their own
mean
matches.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that'll say a lot. So shout out to AEW, and I love what they're doing for the wrestling fan.
Yep.
And then me as a sports entertainment fan, I I'm I'm totally in what they're doing for me and
They're definitely
helping
adding their sports
me.
entertainment stuff
Yeah,
to it. Yeah.
absolutely, dude. I
Yep.
love that shit. Yeah.
So speaking of sports entertainment stuff, we walked into 3 or 4 backstage segments, so I'll run through them here real quick,
Yeah.
just
Back to
because we're
back,
getting close
dude.
on time. But we had Tony Storm with an open challenge. Uh, Says she's been watching the Owen Hart Cup. Interested to see who she's going to take it all in, but she's going to open a qualifier or a championship qualification match, I think she called it. And
Mhm.
Queen Amidala, I guess, is back from injury, and she's accepted it. Good stuff there. I think that'll be on Collision. Then we get a segment with the Hurt Syndicate and MJF. Here's your sports entertainment. Back and forth with these guys again.
Dude.
MJF is able to get 2 thumbs up. And as Bobby Lashley says he's not sure yet, MJF offers him his car. Bobby Lashley goes in the back and says, "Let me see it." And they go back and he gets in the car and then he gives him a thumbs down and drives away. Awesome stuff, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then that just rolled right into another segment backstage, which is another ongoing storyline. It's Hangman Page is cutting a promo about Kyle Fletcher, and you can see him out of the corner eye. He keeps looking up, and sure enough, here comes MJF walking in. And he goes, "What? You got something to say?" And MJF and him go into another promo. So now we're calling back to that feud they had. So
Love
I
it.
mean, good stuff, man. Just all 3 of those segments in a row was fantastic. I thought it was a good bit of business to keep the stories going for sure.
Yeah, absolute great piece of business, and kudos to the production team, the writers, and harkening back to stories throughout. And dude, we between now and July, like, just a sports fans, wrestling fans, sports
Yeah.
entertainment fans, be patient. Don't think that you know what's about to happen because you're going to get fooled because like I get fooled regularly.
When
But
it happens to
AEW
you, it's
is
called
about
catfishing, though. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, facts. Uh please hold. But, hey, I think like just brace yourself because this is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to sit here after All In and do a post review
Yeah.
with some of the wrestlers, and we'll be sitting there in Texas, live, dude. Like what they're doing right now leading up to
Mm-hmm.
what we're about to get into. Super proud of the company and super proud of the talent.
Yep.
And let's go, bro. I'm ready.
Let's go is right because then we got Will Ospreay and Brody King versus the Don Callis family, which is Takeshita and Josh Alexander. Uh, Takeshita and Alexander get the win. Another excellent match.
Yeah.
Didn't quite edge out the Young Bucks match, but damn, it was good. Uh, Don Callis family basically get the win after Brody King takes a knee to the face, and then Josh Alexander's finisher 1, 2, 3. And then as Will Ospreay, then they start beating down Brody King. Will Ospreay gets back in the ring. They start beating him down. Kyle Fletcher's music hits. He comes out and joins the fight. Hangman comes out to make the save, and then he gets jumped on the way to the ring by the new Roppongi Vice, part of the Don Callis family, and they jump him and they get him in the ring. Just that Don Callis family should.
So many layers.
They are so much better than the
Yeah.
Death Riders, in my opinion. I just these guys like are a gang of dudes that are actually beating people up, and
Yeah.
it was good stuff. And again, the reason the Hangman comes out is because he and Fletcher, which leads to the previous interview, he said he's going to get Fletcher on site, and sure enough, Fletcher comes out and he comes out. So, but they have their match
Um,
on. I think it's Collision. They have their semifinal match. So,
yeah. That'll be a really really good match. I'm
or maybe it's next
excited.
week. It might be next week.
Yeah. I want to see what the crowd is gonna do because like they're about to see a banger of a match, and there's so much that goes into that match, and the winner of that match, what they end up getting
They get
they're able to
Osprey.
like
So we might get
dude,
Hangman and Osprey at Double or Nothing if Hangman wins that match.
bro. Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Seriously, the
I'm
Owen Hart Cup this year has been on point. I've enjoyed it,
yeah.
even to the match that was a main event women's match of the night. Fantastic, and Owen Cup semifinal winner of this match goes on to take on Mercedes Moné, and it was Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander. Another great match. As a matter of fact, I think I had this as my match of the night, even above the Young Bucks match. I just really enjoyed this match, and ended up with Hayter getting the win, which I was a little surprised about, but at the same time, not like I didn't know where this one was gonna go. I
Yeah.
kind of thought Statlander was kind of getting a push, but Hayter makes sense too. And then Mercedes Moné comes out at the end. I should say Hayter beat her clean too. No shenanigans, no funky roll ups. Hit her with her finisher, boom, done. It seemed like it may have ended a little early. I don't know though, because when Moné came out, they did a long time staring at each other, pointing at stuff. I felt like they were trying to run the clock out towards the end there. So I don't know if maybe Statlander got injured or something. I don't know, or they just went through the match quicker than they expected. But good match. I enjoyed it, and I think Jamie Hayter versus Moné is going to be a really good match.
I think it'll be a lot of fun, and you bring up the 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 sort of quirky ending, or what we got to look at. I'll definitely go back and look again and go, okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe saw a couple things, and you pointed it out too, like, okay, well,
So
maybe
long time of them just
so
staring at each other.
yeah,
And
there
I'm
may
gonna win
be
that. No, I'm
something
gonna
to
win that.
that.
No, I'm gonna win that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
and then the music switches, and I'm like, what is going on here? And the
yeah.
commentators are just reading off the card coming up, and I'm like, this is very awkward ending
Awkward.
to a
Yeah,
really good show.
yeah,
They could have just said, hey, just go off the air, guys. Just go off the
yeah.
air.
Let's just cut here. We'll
Just cut, throw another
we'll
commercial
figure it
break
out
on.
at commentary.
Yeah,
Going.
but
But no, AEW, all in all, this weekend and definitely tonight, did a really, really good job. Super proud of what Jacksonville's finest professional wrestling company has been up to, the talent that they have been able to acquire and retain, and, you know, uh,
develop and yep.
maturize, or,
Yeah.
yeah, to develop. I think AEW is in a great spot, and I'm, dude.
What'd you give it?
Yeah, I hit it with 3 beards, and I mean there was nothing that I was upset with, It was just the flow of the show. There was a little bit of not explaining how we got to where we are
Yeah.
right now. But I think we'll get there and we'll be able to look at this episode in the next, month or so and go, oh, I can't believe I missed that Easter egg
Yeah.
or, whatever. So
Yeah. I
shout
gave
out
it.
to the production team and thanks for, bringing us wrestling fans in for another fantastic episode. So,
Yeah. 100%. I gave it three. I almost went 3.5. It's kind of hovering in
what?
between there.
Yeah.
Um, 3.5. I don't know. I haven't had a final decision because it had the
Yeah.
good storytelling. It had great matches.
Great
Um,
matches.
there
Yeah.
wasn't any really big surprises or anything crazy that happened to kind of push it up to the 4 or 5 level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go 3.5. Just to be fair, I'll go 3.5.
No, that's good.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Better than average show for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Definitely. I agree with that. Yeah.
yep, thought it was great. And they keep banging these out, man. These are good dynamites after good dynamites after good dynamites, and I appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys appreciate it. Let us know in the comments below what you guys thought about this show. If you thought it was one of their better ones, average. If you hate AEW altogether and are gonna down the video just because we talk about it, whatever the case is, I don't care. Make
Come
sure you
on
like,
now.
share, subscribe because we do talk about WWE also. We did miss
Hell yeah.
WrestleMania and Raw, but we are getting back in the swing of things. It'll happen. Sometimes things happen and technical difficulties and all that other stuff goes on.
Yeah.
So, but we appreciate every comment. I read them all. I try to respond to them all. Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, NSMC_podcast. Facebook, it's No Shave Man Cave. If you want some merch like these hats, some shirts, I still got some of the limited edition pink shirts with our patriotic photo on the back. Still available out there. Those are at noshavemancave.com. That's all I got, brother. Hot tag to you. Take us home.
I love those pinkies, baby. Probably my favorite ones, but
Yep.
let's not make it weird. But no, absolutely. Thanks for checking us out here at the No Shave Man Cave social media. Come find us. Google No Shave Man Cave. We will pop up without a doubt. And I think the sixth result is the manscaping. That's not us. We're the No Shave Man Cave. And
But if Manscaped would like to sponsor us, I mean,
hey, if Manscaped wants to throw us a little something, something, we're here and available. So for sure. But as always, thanks for checking us out here to our first responders and our faithful, fun-loving, dedicated brothers and sisters at arms. Thank you so much for what you do. Thanks for checking us out here. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor. Let the bodies hit the